All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Harakakwadash. I double honors unto the apostles and elders of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere Shalom to you, I can bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. And as you see here, it says, Father put his daughter out for being disrespectful and not following his rules. What are your thoughts? Hey, well, let's go into the scriptures. Let's hear the video. Hey, so here it is, she has a father in her life that cares about her, yet she's still a little nigga, man. Hey, the scriptures tell you about, and not just rebellious daughters, but rebellious sons as well, right? This is 1 Samuel 15:23. It says, for rebellion is as a sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of Yahweh Shemel Shai, he has also rejected thee from being king, right? Now we understand rebellion against Yahweh Shemel Shai is 100% witchcraft, man. But the scriptures, tell you that the children should be obedient unto the parents, man. But in this society, children are encouraged, to not even listen to their parents, really, because Esau is training up these children and pushing these the image of the beast really down their throat, man. In every way, our kids, being targeted, on their mental and their physical and their spiritual as well. Here it is, they are away from the parents who are trying to implement lessons, to them. They're at school, they're at after school programs, they're around other friends who may not have parents who care as much, or or they may be rebelling against their parents as well. Because here it is, the father said that the daughter is being fast. So soon, if not already, she's going to be dealing with a bunch of men or a bunch of boys her age, which is going to cause her to be a harlot in the city, man, right? So she's following the same footsteps more than likely as her mother, and the father is sick of it, man, right? I believe that's a scripture. This is, right. And now we understand this is also speaking of, the spiritual parents or the spiritual fathers, right? It says, and likewise men, leaving the natural use of the woman. Matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to stay there. Because there's the age, in which a woman or a girl becomes a woman. A little girl becomes a woman is, when she has her cycle, man. And especially in Babylon, women, especially, I'll say women, as soon as they hit that time, they're really fast, man. They're hot in the pants, as the older generation will say. And with that, they tend to buck up, a lot and not listen to, the fathers, to not listen to the mothers, but follow after the minds of the men and that they're dealing with. And ultimately it's because, a spirit, a new spirit has now, overpowered them, so to speak, or a new spirit has now conquered them, right? So if it's a little nigga that they're dealing with, now they're taking up that same, spirit of that little demon, man, right? So it causes them, along with the rebelliousness within inside of them already, to be even more wicked, right? This is Romans 1. Matter of fact, I'm gonna start here at I'm just start at 26. It says, "For this cause the Most High gave them up into vile affections," and now this is speaking about the moles, in that whole community. It says, "Gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. And likewise also the men, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another, men with men working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error which was meet." Right? And even especially this agenda is being pushed heavily on the children, man. So a father that wants, his daughter to get a husband, or a father that wants his son to get a wife, in this society that righteousness isn't promoted. Really, the wickedness is sprung up, and they're telling their children, or really Esau is telling your children, that a little boy can be with a little boy, and a little girl can be with a little girl, and nothing's wrong with that, when it's completely wicked, right? So this is a part of the wickedness in which is force-fed down the throats of the kids. They see it in their school libraries. Their teachers may be one, or their coaches. Here it is. If they don't agree with it in school, they'll be taken to the principal's office. They'll be taken to the dean's office, the counselor's office, and they'll be ostracized because of it, man. Right? So it says, "And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, the Most High Yahweh gave them up over to a reprobate mind, to do those things which are not convenient, being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication." You gotta understand, your kids. A big thing is your kids are who they hang around. Who they hang around is who they become, right? So if your daughter may be playing a certain sport, there's a lot of little mo girls on that team. Those mo girls will ultimately try to get her to get down with the program, man. In one way or another, they're gonna talk shit about her, and they're gonna try to attack her until she breaks, because that's what these little demons do, man. Right? So here it is. He couldn't even control the daughter within his house. And you could tell that man cares. Right? But he told her, "Hey, you're going to have to get out." So we're going to get into the rebellion, of the little girl and the little boy, man. All right? It says, "Being filled with all unrighteousness," or the male child and the female child. It says, "Being filled with all unrighteousness, fornication, wickedness, covetousness, maliciousness, full of envy, murder, debate, deceit, malignity, whispers, backbiters, haters of the Most High, despiteful, proud, boasters, inventors of evil things, disobedient unto parents, without understanding, covenant breakers, without natural affection, implacable, unmerciful, who knowing the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yashai, that they which commit such things are worthy of death, not only do the same, but have pleasure in them that do them," right? So even if you don't disagree with it, like the people will tell you, Jake will say, "Oh, well, as long as it don't affect me, I'm cool with it as long as it don't affect me. That don't got nothing to do with me." Hey, well, if you tolerate it, then you agree with it, because you're not talking, against it. If you're not speaking against it, you're for it. It's that simple, right? Let me see real quick. I believe it's Isaiah 3. Yep. Matter of fact, I'm going to grab this really quick, but I'm going to hold that. I'm going to go here, all right? Because the scripture speaks about, the rebellious children. It's saying a rebellious son here, right? This is Deuteronomy 21, right? Because, the customs, especially with parents that care and, have some sense of morality, they want to instill that within their children before they leave the nest, so to speak. This is Deuteronomy 21 and 18. And especially in the ancient days, you having a rebellious son or a harlot daughter, that put a stain on your name. Because here it is. The daughter would have to be put to death because she would be an adulterer, right? And the son, they would have to be stoned. Deuteronomy 28 and I'm going to start here at 18. "If a man have a stubborn and rebellious son, which will not obey the voice of his father or the voice of his mother, and that when they have chastened him, he will not hearken," right? They disciplined him. "Then shall his father and his mother lay hold on him and bring him unto the elders of this city and unto the gate of his place. And they shall say unto the elders of a city, This our son is stubborn and rebellious. He will not obey our voice. He is a glutton and a drunkard. All the men of the city shall stone him with stones that he die. So shalt thou put evil away from among you, and all Israel shall hear and fear." And that's the purpose of it, to put evil away, because that's a cancer amongst the body, right? That's why he said, oh, the little girl said, oh, it's not my weed, it's my friends. It's basically those that came over to her house and stayed with her for however long. Well, as the father said, you shouldn't be hanging around those fast ass girls. That right there shows you, that evil that they had within them, they brought it into his household. Now his daughter's affected. And he said, why do you even have it? Why are you even hanging out with them? So that's a prime example of putting out evil, or him trying to prevent the evil from entering, right? But in this society, they chastise fathers for being men, from having that sternness, for not wanting their daughters and their sons, to be wicked, and to be little niggas, man. Right? It says Isaiah 3:12, because we understand he told her, hey, you have to go back to your mother's house. So more than likely the mother is allowing, the daughter to move however she wants to move. And then she's sending that daughter to the father's house. And that's why he said, you're going to have to call her to leave. So that also means she stays there more than likely, right? She's probably between both homes, right? But my question is, what is the mother implementing while the father isn't there? Because if she's as comfortable doing this in front of the father, she's also doing that in front of the mother, and the mother isn't saying anything. Or the mother believes it's cool or okay. Far more lenient, right? This is Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. Because here it is, you have good fathers, wanting to, raise children, and at least instill some type of fear within their kids so that they could become quote unquote productive citizens. Yeah, but you have a lot of mothers who basically allow, the BS to fester, right? Who are down or trying to be friends with their kids instead of being, a parent. Who are far more lenient than they should be, because they want to seem cool, or just because the child isn't scared of them anymore, right? And that's why the father instills, far more fear than the mother does, because there's a type of temperament that comes with the father in which you can't just mess around, right? But that's also lacking from Israel as a whole, due to the fact that all men of Israel aren't believing in Yahweh Shemel Shai and aren't men of Yahweh Shemel Shai, right? So here it is, and you have the whores of daughters of Zion, sodomites of the sons of Israel, right? And the scripture clearly says, there shall be no whore of the daughters of Zion, nor a sodomite of the men of Israel. Paraphrasing, man. But that's rampant in this society. You have women who want their sons, to be basically their man, treating him and babying him, right? And the woman competing with their daughters. These are all part of the curses, man. Right? But at least that father, has the testes, to tell his daughter, get the fuck out of there, man. Because if he has other children, they're following the ways, or they're looking at the ways in which that daughter is moving. And this is the breaking point for he's going to protect them from that evil, or they're going to fall into the same, the same path, man. Now, this is out of the book of Sirach. Straightly. This is Sirach 26. And I'm going to start here at 10. If thy daughter be shameless, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. And that's exactly what she was doing. She's abusing herself through overmuch liberty, believing that she's grown, as we say here, man. Right? And what he's trying to do is not have her be shameless and not have her looked at a certain way in the streets. Because at the end of the day, that's his daughter. And he doesn't want to stain on his name. But he also understands that once they hit a certain age, man, there's nothing you can say to them. They got to learn the hard way. And that's also why he telling her to get out. Because she acting grown. It says, keep her in straitly, lest she abuse herself through overmuch liberty. Right? And women just want to have fun. Girls just want to have fun. So the pleasure that they're getting from these situations, these circumstances, they're, I don't even want to say unaware, because they're aware. They don't care about the consequences. That's what it really is. They don't care. As long as they get the serotonin and the high from it, then none of that matters. It says, watch over an impotent eye and marvel not if she trespass against thee. And so don't be shocked, if she's disobedient and breaks the rules. She will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain. And that's what he's trying to prevent, her from being a hoe. She's young, he wants her to make sure, and he's, you could tell he cares enough to want her to have a good head on her shoulders. But in this society, Esau freaks our women out, man, and turns the men into emotional women. It says she will open her mouth as a thirsty traveler when he hath found a fountain, and drink of every water near her. By every hedge will she sit down and open her quiver against every arrow. Right? And that's the point, man. Matter of fact. I got another precept. Conquer thy child, as the scripture says. It's Sirach 30. And I'm going to start here at 7. And it reads, he that maketh too much of his son shall bind up his wounds, and his bowels will be troubled at every cry. A horse not broken becometh headstrong, right? Especially a male child. One without guidance, one without order, he's going to be a menace, right? It says, becometh headstrong, right? You can't tell him shit. He's going to be hard-headed, man. And a child left to himself will be willful, right? Not knowing the difference or caring about the consequences of their actions, man. Which will lead them into ultimately destroying themselves. It says, conquer thy child and he shall make thee afraid, right? Always want to be, the parents always want to be their friend of the child instead of the parent of the child. But you can clearly see that Jake there. And he's a parent, It says, play with him and he will bring thee to heaviness, right? Always thinking he's a game. What the mothers do on social media, they'll hold the camera into the child's face, tell him to cuss, and then be surprised when he's a little nigga later on in his life, man. But you encouraged this behavior. You were laughing at it. You thought it was all fun and games, when he was a little kid. But you never popped him on the mouth, for just acting bad, man. You encouraged that demonic behavior. It says, laugh not with him, lest thou have sorrow with him. A lot of parents that do that, they end up burying their children or watching their children be put in cuffs. Right? It says, lest thou gnash thy teeth in the end, right? Through being mad. He may end up harming someone else, harming himself. The possibilities are endless. And when you're lawless, it says, give him no liberty in his youth, and wink not at his follies. And you see that a bunch, from our nation, man. A bunch of follies being winked at because parents think everything is a joke and a game, right? Everyone isn't fit to be a parent, man. It says, bow down his neck while he is young, and beat him on the sides while he is a child, lest he wax stubborn and be disobedient unto thee, and so bring sorrow to thine heart. Chastise thy son and hold him to labor, right? That's why the fathers pass down their trades unto their sons, so that they could have a specific trade, to then get their own, their own stuff, wives, houses, so forth and so on, families, to continue. It says, lest his lewd behavior be an offense unto thee, right? So that's the point, man, And as you see, Jake is just going to be worse and worse. Minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. And what we're seeing is a generation of little nigglets, man. You see the YNs, as they say, are a bunch of menaces. You look at the women, or the young, or what they are supposed to be women, they're not really women. They're just, they're not women, man. They're little demons, man. Little demons with a bunch of testosterone and, what you call it? Can't think of the female one. Testosterone and, I can't think of the word, Salakia. Estrogen, call on me, about your mouth shut. Right? But that's the point, to bring out those precepts on this topic, man. And you can see Jake is fed up and good. Let her go, man. Let her go. Because she's only going to be more of a problem to you. And I know that may be a hard thing for parents to, to do, especially being that you love your children. But these same children will bring you problems financially. They'll give you sleepless nights, and give you hell all around, man. So, if so be it, then so be it. You should, as a, being, we're all with children, one of your how could you say, one of the ways that should bring you joy is seeing your parents happy of you, right? And basically the effect of, you making your parents happy, that brings joy to you, man. And it should. I'll say it should. I know every kid wasn't wired the same, but yeah, I enjoyed, seeing my parents proud, man. But nevertheless, Jake is wicked on his side, man, and it's gonna take the kingdom. It's like first and foremost, it's gonna take the second death to get Jake right. Then the kingdom they'll be fine, But after death by pain, thus saith the scriptures. And so, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying unto the body. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Harakakwadash, and double honors unto the elders and apostles of GMS Great Millstone, and a sincere shalom to you, Akim, bringing out this word in diligence and in truth. Shalom.